My name is Dr. Holly Roselle, and I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I'd like to pray that it helps you perform better, and it connects you to God so you can glorify God. Right now, we are going to train the skill of mental movies. And I want to start with a little science lesson for you. And even if you don't like science, stay tuned. I promise it will be useful. I want to explain to you about something called the psychoneuromuscular theory. And that is a very long word, and you don't have to remember it. But if you break this word down, it's very easy to understand. It's psycho, which is mind, neuro, which is brain, and muscular, which is muscles. And what it means is that scientists have discovered that God created us so that when we are thinking about doing a certain activity, just imagining doing it, it is actually activating those muscles in your body that are used to do that particular activity. So for example, if you imagine kicking a soccer ball or playing a certain song on the piano, then the muscles that are used to kick a soccer ball or play that song will actually fire. I call these mental movies because they are just as detailed and vivid as reality, but in actuality, it's playing in your mind. So if you imagine yourself doing a particular performance in your mind, it can create pathways for your muscles so that they can be more prepared once you actually go out and do it. It's amazing. Now, let's add this particular piece of science to something else that we know about human motivation. We know that one of the most powerful motivators to human beings is past success. In other words, being able to remember or see your own self perform well. So using mental movies to imagine yourself performing can be a very powerful skill to use in order to motivate and prepare your mind and body for upcoming performances. Let's take a look at this video from Staff Sergeant Rob Brown, who is a high-performing track runner in the U.S. Army. Here we can see an example of how an elite athlete uses mental movies to increase motivation and consistently perform at his best.
As a Paralympic track and field athlete, I use mental movies to get myself prepared and motivated for my races at hand. And I found that it was necessary to focus on all the different parts of my race, from the part where I would be putting on my shoes, figuring out the direction of the wind, and even running the race through my mind to get an idea of how I was going to feel and prepare my mind and body for what I wanted it to do. So the importance of mental movies is to just focus on what you want to accomplish and use that to your advantage.
Another example is described by musician Michelle, who describes using mental movies to prepare and perform at a high level. Take a look at this video.
Mental practice is also known as visualization or imagery. It is essentially imagine yourself practicing or performing, but very, very vividly. You want to make this experience as real as possible by hearing those sounds and even trying to recreate the feeling of your instrument underneath your fingers or against your lips.
Michelle and Rob mentioned that they go over their performances in their mind. And because you completely control this movie in your mind, you can do it as slow as you need to until you are doing what you want to do in real time. And because it's you performing, you will become more and more motivated to go out and perform at a higher level. Throughout Isaiah 43:18 through 19, it says, "I am about to do something new. Can you see it?" Isaiah went on to create vivid images of what was to come to install hope and motivation for God's people. This is the hope and motivation that I want for you. So if you take away anything from this lesson, this is what I want you to take away. Motivate yourself by using mental movies to see yourself performing at your best. Amen, and God bless.